So dear students, next thing that we want to understand is how do we find the value of a polynomial. In addition to this, I will write for a given value of variable. This is the additional thing I am writing, which is not given in your book, but it is quite understood. That whenever we are finding the value of a polynomial, it should be at a given or for a given value of variable. Okay? Let us take one example. Suppose we have a polynomial px. I write this as x square minus 7x plus 12. Right? Now what we want to find is find value of px at x equals 1. Suppose we are given x is 1. So what will be the value of polynomial px at x equals to 1? How shall we write it? We have two methods of writing px. We can write either as p1. How do we read it? Value of polynomial at x equals 1. Or we may write this as px at x equals 1. Both the methods are being used in various books. We may write it as p1, that is the same as value of polynomial at x equals 1. We may write this as px with a square bracket, and in the basis, in the lower case, we may write x equals to 1. Right? Both has one and the same meaning. How do we find it? We find it only by putting x as 1. So what we get is p1 should be 1 square. In place of x, we are writing 1 minus 7 into 1, 7 into x plus 12. We shall calculate this. We will find it. It is 1 minus 7 plus 12. That is 6. So we can say P1 is 6. P1 is 6 means value of this polynomial at x equals to 1 is 6. Value of this polynomial at x equals to 1 is 6. Suppose if we need to find the value of this polynomial at x equals to, what we'll do? We'll again put x as 2. We'll find P2. It will be 2 square minus 7 into 2 plus 12. What this will be? P2 will be 4 minus 14 plus 12. How much? 16 minus 14. How much it is? 2. So P2, polynomial's value at x equals to 2 comes out to be 2 only. We may also find for 3 as well as 4. Let us find them. Next, suppose we want to find the value of px at x equals 3. Observe it very carefully what happens. It should be 3 square minus 7 into 3 plus 12. What this will give us? 9 minus 21 plus 12. How much it is? Is it 0? Is it coming to be 0? We had put x as 3 in the polynomial. We had put x as 3 in the polynomial. And the value of the polynomial is coming to be 0. We may also verify putting x equals to 4. We find that P4 is also 0. 4 square minus 7 into 4 plus 12. That will give us 16 minus 28 plus 12. So P4 is also 0. P4 is also 0. You may easily verify this, that for x except x equals 3 and x equals 4, value of px is never 0 for any other value of x. If we put x as 3 in this particular polynomial, we will get value 0. If we put x as 4 in this particular polynomial, sorry, we will get value 0. But except for these two values, we will never get the value of the polynomial as 0. Right? So with that concept in mind, we are going to define another very important term. That important term is zeros of a polynomial. It is a very, very important term in whole of algebra. I'll take it with the same example. What polynomial we had taken? X square minus 7x plus 12. What were the values for which its value was 0? The values of x were 3 and 4. So I call x equals 3 and x equals 4 are zeros of x square minus 7x plus 12. Why? Because these two values of x are making the whole value of the polynomial as 0. These two values of x are making the whole value of the polynomial as 0. So how shall we define the zeros of a polynomial? Zeros of a polynomial can be defined as, how do we define? Definition: the value 3 and 4. Whose value were they? Of the variable. So they may be value or values of variable at which the value of polynomial becomes 0 are called zeros of polynomial. Many students confuse in this. Make it very clear. 0 is not the value of the variable. X is not 0. X is not 0. How do we define? The value of the variable. It may be more than 1. It may be more than 1. Two values are there. At this particular value, the value of the variable is becoming 0. What we were getting is P3 was 0 and P4 was 0. If the value of the polynomial becomes 0 at any specified value of the variable, then that value of the variable, will be called a 0 of the polynomial. That value of the variable will be called as the 0 of the polynomial. For example, if we take px, okay, p is px, we take it as x square plus 5x plus 6. So you can easily verify x equals minus 2 and x equals minus 3 are zeros of this polynomial. For this particular polynomial, the value of x will be minus 2 and x should be minus 3. If we place x as minus 2 and we place x as minus 3, in both the cases we will get the value as 0. For any other value of x, this will not give us the value of the polynomial as 0. So, the zeros of the polynomial are nothing but the values of the variable at which the value of the whole polynomial is becoming 0. If that comes to be true for any value of x, we call that value of x as the 0 of the polynomial. We call that value of the x as the 0 of the polynomial. Simple. I am sure this is very clear to you. Right? What is the 0? Let me repeat it, because I know it is little confusing. It is the value of the variable. Variable means what? X, y or z in whatever polynomial we are defining. The value of the variable at which, at this particular value of the variable, the value of whole polynomial becomes 0. This is called as the 0 of the polynomial. This is called as the 0 of the polynomial.